Camera recording.
I don't remember my name.
Camera recording. Camera recording.
Audio is audio.
Speak less.
Camera recording. Audio recording.
There you go! Okay, we're all good?
Can't make up words while the others.
So never mind. Hi everybody, and welcome to episode 11 of Knights at the Round Table, season 3. Today we are discussing the 1950 film Harvey. And I'm just going to jump straight into general impressions of the book. I started with Eric of the movie.
Sorry.
No, that's okay, I always do that. I started with Eric last week, so I'm going to jump right to you, Rob.
I bleeping hated it. You?
Eric?
I found the first part slow, but overall, I really like this movie. It makes me feel good, even though it's about a descent into madness.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Apparently, we're all three very different flavors. I am entirely indifferent to this movie. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it.
Okay. Viewers, you need to go in on the social media and make her pick a side. We cannot have this shit.
No, just break the tie.
Specifically my side, because I'm right.
No, he's not.
It was okay. I wouldn't buy it.
Boo. See, she wouldn't buy it. That's a no, right there.
Well, that doesn't mean I hate it. It just means that I wouldn't spend money on the DVD. That's all.
In this economy, that's hating it.
I'm tempted to buy the Blu-ray.
Tempted. See, now he's on the fence. Okay, anyway, let's get into this.
So what is it specifically that you hated about the movie?
Okay.
What makes you feel so angry?
Going back a couple weeks, if you remember my comment about the day the Earth stood still, beautiful black and whites, and I said that I normally hate black and white movies, specifically older movies, because they look like crap. Not good filmography, videography, bad pictures, make me sad. Not good black and whites. Terribleness. Visually hurtful. I brought out all my big words today. All of them. Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah. Engage.
I will mention that yes, the cinematography and the framing is nowhere near as nice as any science fiction from the same period, or fantasy, or really, really high end. But then again, it was based off of a play, and it's the characters and the dialogue that I like.
See, I didn't find the dialogue all that great.
Not from anyone but him. Maybe it's because I've got a soft spot for Jimmy Stewart, but the way he gives. Maybe I'm used to jaded characters who hate the world and think everything is terrible, but it's nice to have a character who's genuinely nice, who's friendly, and even if it comes off as creepy at times, just generally lovable.
He came off as a stoner to me, but I like that about him.
That annoyed me about him. I think this movie would have had far more impact if he appeared a little less away with the fairies and slightly more sharp, because he
was bespilled by a puka.
He was completely and utterly broken. The world broke him. Like, they talk about his potential and how awesome he was before she left, and how he was a captain of industry and he could have done anything with his life. And you see him, and there's this sadness about everything he does.
Except actually, yes, I did pick up a couple of times that sort of I get, but it didn't come through strong enough. To me, it just seemed like he was.
To me, it felt like he gave up on life and decided, well, life sucks, so I might as well be nice. But every once in a while, there was this moment of, like, oh, wait, is he being clever or is he just lucky?
I didn't feel the world broke
It wasn't him. It was the puka.
I'm thinking dialogue when he's talking to the doctor and the nurse, and how he playfully hits on the nurse. And the more he does it, every once in a while he'll give a sly look at the doctor. And it's like, are you purposely making him realize that she likes him. Like, it felt like he was manipulating the
matchmaking.
entire situation
Oh, yeah, he was totally
as matchmaking.
Yeah.
But that was way smarter, way brighter than he came off as.
I didn't find that the world broke him.
No,
I found that
way.
he chose the stoner puka magic over the effort it takes to run the world, basically, to be the sharp and whatever. He's happier this way.
One thing that doesn't come through as well in the movie because of censorship and ratings was that in the play and in the background, he's supposed to be a complete lush. He's supposed to be drinking in every single scene. Like a complete alcoholic.
I don't know.
And it doesn't come off that way in the movie.
No, it didn't. He just seemed like a guy who enjoyed a drink every now and then.
Yeah, but no, he's supposed to be drinking in every scene and his stonerness is supposed to be drunkenness.
Oh, see, it just came across as him being slightly simple.
His
He
sister
did
did
come off
mention that he drank too much.
And then changed her mind.
And then the doctor said, well, how often does he drink? And she's like, daily, like all the time. Like,
so you'd say he's an alcoholic. Oh, well, no, I wouldn't go that far. She was my least favorite character. Although she did have one of the hardest acting jobs. It was,
she didn't quite pull it off, in my opinion.
The idea that she had to both believe and disbelieve at once made it really hard, I think, for her to act it out.
What you said
I
about...
preferred her in Arsenic and Old Lace.
What you said about James Stewart being the best actor there, or not the best actor, but that you liked his role.
Dialogue. His role
in it. I do agree with both of you on this. I agree with you that overall the acting, but that he was the best. Most of the characters, I really found that they overacted it. Which was common for that period.
For a comedy of that period,
Yes, very much so. Although that said, Nurse Kelly was
really,
the one I thought was the best actor in this. Was Nurse Kelly.
She was good. She was very good. Actually, on the side of Nurse Kelly, the sexism in the movie.
Oh my god! Yes.
I'm wondering... Okay.
Do we want to save that for the second part? Because I think that should be like a solid 10 minutes.
Yeah, it will be a very long rant.
I will just say my part really quickly then, and we can continue with yours after. I'm wondering if it was done in a usual stupid sexist way, or if the author did it on purpose to point out how stupid sexism was. Because it almost felt like she was making fun of the way people treat women.
Oh no, I got that impression too.
Okay.
Right when, especially when the head psychiatrist's name.
Oh god.
His wife kept trying to say something, and everybody kept talking over the top of her because women have nothing decent to say, right? So, and then they missed out on vital information, and then
yeah. And I first saw it when the first doctor automatically assumed that the sister was. What's the proper word? Having vapors or whatever the time period. Maybe I'm off by 100
hysterical.
years.
I like nut bar.
Yeah, he thought she was nut bar, and he would if the places had been reversed, the roles completely. I am sure it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah,
because it feels like he automatically. Oh, she's a woman. I've seen crazy women like this before. Right. We can go on with your full rant after.
With my full rant.
We're assuming you're going to have a full rant. I know I have a full rant, so if she doesn't do it, I'm going to.
I'm good.
You're more than welcome to. I'll probably join in the chorus, though.
Yeah.
I'll nod a lot.
Yeah.
Sagely. I'm in a mood today, sorry.
Or timely, or
mood.
rosemarily, or cuminly.
I am going to kill you.
You gave me alcohol.
You didn't need the alcohol.
No, it's bad when like you drink your shot and then you're sucking up the dregs, you know?
Yeah, it's a good
shot.
Yeah.
What's it called?
The apple pie.
Apple pie.
With slight variations, yeah.
How very Canadian.
Yeah, good stuff.
Isn't apple pie supposed to be American?
That's what the Americans say, but historically it was created in Canada for the first time.
See, I think the phrase is as American as apple pie, but if I know anything from the down south friends that I have, it's cherry pie down there, 110%. Yeah.
As American as apple pie is like saying as American as a standard comedian. but because most of them are Canadian.
Do we have a big cane that we can drag him away with? That'd be comical.
So we were going to discuss the rampant and kind of awkward sexism throughout the whole movie.
Oh my god.
Rob?
Yeah.
Oh, so I get to start this.
Yeah, of course, you're the man.
Okay. I am the man.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Okay. Yee. Back when I was young, I was the rebel. Now I'm the man. Okay, so rampant sexism. So I guess we pretty much have to start with, lady comes into doctor's office. I'm really worried about my brother, and he basically has her committed. Extreme much?
Although she does say she sees an invisible 6-foot bunny.
6'3" bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did say she saw it too sometimes. So.
Okay.
It is extreme. You're absolutely right.
What bothers me is it's not so much that she said she saw it too and that she said that the brother saw it. What bothered me is he didn't even want to meet the brother before committing
He didn't even ask why she was there. He just automatically assumed she was there to be committed.
Yeah, that's what bothered me. Not the fact that she was committed, because she admitted to seeing the 6'3" bunny, but that he didn't even bother to.
Is that a criticism on sexism or a what's the word I'm looking for?
Medical malpractice 101.
Well, the 50s, 60s were a time where they were really scared of psychologists. The average person, psychiatrist, they were the people who locked you in little rooms. There were songs about little white men in little white coats. They're coming to take me away.
I think we had a good discussion about this in a previous episode.
We did?
Yeah. Exorcist.
Oh, The Exorcist.
Oh,
Yeah.
See the Exorcist episode for the rest of our rants.
Bad medicine.
Oh, no, you won't. I've got that song in my head.
Sucker.
Curse you.
Bon Jovi for the win.
Okay. So, Sonia, what about you?
I'm caught two ways about this, because the way that it happened on screen said to me that it was a commentary on sexism more than it was just blatant sexism on screen. But given the time also, I really do think it was a commentary on sexism, because if people had just shut up and listened to the women, most of the stuff would not have happened as it did.
Yeah.
It might have been a commentary on sexism, but from a viewer's point of view, it bugged the shit out of me.
But a viewer who's seeing it 60-some years later.
Yes.
At the time, I'm fairly certain the playwright and author was part of the feminist movement trying to make fun of these things.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I'm not sure.
I didn't do enough research.
We will find out and report back to you in the form of a scrolling bar at the bottom of the screen.
Would you stop making more work for me?
No, we won't. Look it up.
That'll teach her to do the preparation in advance.
Oh my god. Yeah, I know. It felt like a commentary on sexism, but also you see it often enough in everyday life that it could just be the way women are handled.
It could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it felt like a commentary to me, but that's because I want to hope the best out of this.
It's a depressing but positive movie.
It's not all that depressing.
If you look at it right, I think it is the slow descent of the sister into madness. Where at the beginning
the sister though?
That is so sexist right there.
No, specifically the sister. Because you follow, she is in almost every scene, almost. And when she isn't, the theme of Harvey's there. So I think it's her finally learning to accept the insanity that her brother has fallen into. Unless Harvey's real, in which case it's about a crazy, I believe he said, Celtic mythology.
That got on my nerves, was the Celtic instead of Celtic.
But to be fair, I mean, he was a low education kind of American.
Like the Boston Celtics, that's the way they said it then.
Exactly.
French influence, right, is the soft C? The C that sounds like an S?
No idea.
In the English language, so yeah.
I speak French and English. I don't know their influences.
Yeah, but they say French speaks with a soft C, right? If it's a C.
Rolling bar.
Like Francis.
Yeah, but then that has a Z.
Oh, that's true. Facade, same thing. Has the. Yeah, I don't know. I think the soft
rolling bar.
I think the soft C is of French influence, which in the Americas was actually quite large. So I'll forgive that, even though it's supposed to be pronounced Celtic, and anybody who says Celtic to my face, I swear I'll get mad.
Watch for it in another episode. I will say it.
Was puka an actual thing, or did they just make it up completely? I
No,
know
puka-
it is like a gremlin type.
Puka is a spirit from Irish mythology.
Okay.
Which made sense because the surname was Dowd, so it was an Irish family. So yeah, Puka was most definitely an actual creature, and it is more or less as they described, although in most of the illustrations of Puka I've seen, it's a rabbit's head on a man's body with goat legs.
That might have been too terrifying for a 1950s audience comedy.
Quite possibly.
Anyway, he's invisible, so it doesn't really matter what his legs look
yeah.
like.
Wait, you didn't see him?
Maybe that's why I didn't like this movie very much. Everybody saw the bunny but me.
An interesting tidbit that has nothing to do with whether it was a good movie or not. Jimmy Stewart had them refilm a whole bunch of scenes wider and further out so that Harvey would be in frame.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because he saw some of the original scenes and he was like, Harvey's not in frame. Or where Harvey should be wasn't in frame.
Wasn't in frame. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
They were also supposed to actually have, like, the author insisted on having the rabbit at the end so you could see it. And the director said, no, that's going to make it way too cheesy.
Oh, did they compromise with the painting?
Yeah.
I did like that painting, though, I have to say.
It was kind of terrifying.
Yeah, it was kind of terrifying.
I'd put it in my house.
Here's
You
the thing,
would.
though. Jimmy Stewart is actually quite tall himself.
Yes.
So he played the Puka like it was supposed to be 6'8", but they kept the original 6'3" height in the dialogue from the play. So the play, the Puka was originally 6'3", which, you know, for the
He would
average
be
Irishman
looking
is
down.
quite tall. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Jimmy Stewart would be looking down at the bunny.
Because he was
instead of
6'4"?
up.
6'5"?
6'5"-ish, I
He was
think. He was a tall dude.
He did not feel that big on screen, though.
No, you're right.
He
didn't.
hunched a lot.
Yeah.
Like, part of his character was making himself small.
Yeah.
I really like... one of my favorite quotes is from this movie. It's the one where he's talking about his mother and how she told him, you can be very so smart in this world or so nice. And how he decided to, after a long time being smart, to be nice. And I thought it was, for repetition's sake, nice.
Yeah, but also completely false.
Oh, yeah,
You
absolutely.
can be both brilliantly clever and also a wonderful human being. Like, it's not mutually exclusive.
I wonder if when he says smart, he means the older version of it. Not intelligent, but like Jack and the Beanstalk, smart. You know, clever. Like the slightly mean smart. You know, where you're always screwing other people over. No? Okay.
That's when you're clever and mean.
Yeah, I thought that smart had an older meaning, which was like a smart aleck or a smart meant. No? Am I completely out of it?
No
research done here. I just watched the movie and came
I
in.
see what you mean, but no, smart was always clever.
Speaking of nice and mean, one of the scenes that I liked best in this movie was when he was going in to get his shot that would basically take away his madness, and the taxi driver's talking with the sister, and he's like, listen, do you really want to do that? Because coming to this mental hospital, I have great conversations with very happy people, they're wonderful, and then they come out of that room being a terrible, mean, time-oriented son of a bitch.
And he says specifically, they become regular people. And you know how...
I forget the
terrible
exact word.
they can
yeah,
be.
you know how terrible they can be.
Which, again, I kind of liked.
That was the
That was one of the
thing
best
that
speeches.
that I really liked about this movie is that sometimes you don't want to be normal, and sometimes normal isn't the best thing to be.
Absolutely. I refuse to be normal. Right, Harvey?
Right.
So you had a question.
So, in your mind, in the context of this film, was Harvey real?
Look at me first. I will always say the maddening crazy thing, it's real.
Yes, the Irish spirit was real. Is that what you're saying?
Whether or not, I believe that. really feel that I have to stick to my guns. Consistency in episodes. The fairies were real. The Puka's real. Spacemen were
The
real.
Puka might be real, but was he actually real in this movie?
Yes, because the doors opened for the bunny. We have physical evidence that could be caught on camera. This bunny's walking through doors.
I'm not going to be consistent at all. I'm just going to say what I believe, which I suppose is a form of consistent. Yes. Between the dictionary or encyclopedia definition,
Oh yes.
which I thought was
And
one
how
of the
are you
most
doing, Mr. Wilson? Yes.
and the doors opening and just I don't know. It would be a really depressing movie if you watched it convinced he was fake.
Yeah, I guess. For me, yes, because of the encyclopedia and the doors opening. However, I really wish the movie left it more up in the air.
Yeah, I think they could have done without the doors.
Yeah, they could have done without the doors and have other small, weird, tricksy things happening, because that's what the Puka is. It's a trickster. So instead of just opening the doors behind somebody and spooking them like a regular ghost, have them more of the encyclopedia stuff where...
Actually trickster stuff.
Actually trickster stuff. Or, you're replacing...
I don't understand that whole sequence where the Puka's chasing the doctor.
And he appears frightened, but he just spent the night on the town with the Puka.
Yeah, I don't get that part.
No, it didn't make sense.
Now, for the Puka being a trickster, didn't you find that a lot of the stuff that was going on was awfully nice? I mean, this trickster Puka saddled itself with the nicest guy around and made him happy all the time.
Yeah, he felt more like a benign sort of companion spirit. Sort of like a giant beagle bunny.
Maybe it was a young, goofy Puka.
Well...
Puka?
Goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
precisely.
Well, see, the thing with the Puka is, as a trickster spirit, it's either helpful or it's destructive. And it will weave that line. So for what's his name? Dowd. For Dowd, he was helpful. For Dowd's sister, not so much. Right? So it as the spirit itself in the lore, they more often note the malevolent, like small little tricksy things that Puka does.
Because that's more fun.
Because I guess it's more fun. But it is listed as can either help
So
or not, which is really the same with all the Celtic fairy
Are
stories.
you saying that the Puka adapts itself to the personality of the person it's doing?
Not necessarily, just maybe it wants some fun, and then decided that this bloke was fun and he's super nice, so I'll hang out with him for a while. And his sister's a brat, so I'll get her locked up. Like,
Yeah, it did kind of feel that way.
yeah.
Until she accepted him, and then things went better.
How did you feel about its interaction with the psychiatrist?
Which one?
The boss.
The crazy one.
I
That was
Crazy's a
the
strong
weirdest
term.
fantasy I have ever heard.
Oh yeah, they're going to
Going to a cabin with beer and a mute girl who just said, "They're there, they're there."
yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, mute girl.
That was the one part of sexism that I was like, "Girl."
Although it was called out in the movie.
That's true.
Dowd himself said, "You may want to rethink this thing about the girl not saying anything."
It would get awfully boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, bringing a mute girl to a cabin in the woods where there's drinking, creepy. Just saying.
Yeah.
Unless you both speak sign language, in which case
Or
not so
communicate by writing down on.
No, I'm just
Or
assuming there's going to be
telepathically.
some bad playing doctor going on here.
bad. Or playing
Yeah.
bad doctor.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be playing with him.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Alright, so final thoughts before we...
There are parts of this movie that make me feel happy. I don't know why. It really doesn't make sense. Like they've said, it's not a great movie. It's not a fantastic story. The acting's a little off. But I don't know. I like Elwood P. And when I go senile, I'm probably going to be about like him. Giving out my card to people, making sure they get the right number, and inviting them to dinner for no reason. So, yeah. I liked it.
Rob?
I sort of want my time back for but that being said, if I'm gonna waste time, it was a little bit of a happier movie than most waste of times tend to be. So I can't give it all bad.
I am still indifferent to this movie. Honestly, like I'm not sad that I watched it, but it wasn't. I guess it just wasn't my cup of tea. I think a lot of things could have been done better. The acting could have been better. The presence of the puka could have been done so much better. More trickster stuff. None of the obvious stuff, just small stuff like the change in the encyclopedia entry or moving things around or something else that might give you a hint that he's actually there, but then might also make you think that just everybody around is going crazy. You know, something more up in the air and let the viewer decide for themselves. Because we have brains. And I like using mine. I promise.
Good to know.
Star rating. Eric.
I'm going to give it a 3, but it really deserves a 2.5.
Okay, Rob.
1 is kind of harsh. 2 is way too much. So I'm going to go 1.8, maybe.
Tom's going to love you.
Yes! Every time I'm going to do this, I'm going to send Tom the... Look, Tom, fractions!
It's like, that guy!
1.8. Not 1.75?
No, I was being generous.
Yeah.
Okay, 2.5 for me. Split right down the middle. It was okay. Wasn't brilliant. It was okay.
So, meh, grr, yay!
Essentially, yeah, like that exactly. Alright, Rob. Pick the next movie.
Pick something good. Or something that I...
Do we have any total crap in here?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't think so, but...
Short Circuit, 1986.
Oh, this was one of my
number
favorite.
5 is alive!
Yes, that was one of my favorite movies growing up.
I don't think I've
Have you
seen
ever
this
seen
since
Short
I was
Circuit?
8.
I don't think I have.
Oh,
It's a George Lucas masterpiece.
masterpiece.
Like,
Number
as in,
5
like,
is alive.
as good as Star Wars? Or
It's
Bad
cuter
person
than
to
Star
ask.
Wars. It's much cuter than Star Wars. But Short Circuit. So that will be what we're viewing or reviewing in 2 weeks' time. I'm just quite excited about this. I was 3 years old when this movie came out.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. If you have any comments or thoughts about Harvey, do leave them in the comments section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can also find us on Twitter and Facebook. Thanks very much for watching. Bye! Coffee!